Hi everybody, it's Martina, your local real estate agent, also known as Move with Martina. Today is Thursday and at a time for my online networking series. We had a couple of changes, but I have Joan coming to join me online live. So on a split screen, so let me see if I can add her. Joan, if you're here, just say hi so I can add you to my screen. And Joan is, let me see. Hold on just one moment. She should be here shortly. She knows that we're going live. Here she is. So let me add her. Okay, guys, how are you, everybody? It's a rainy week. I know it's connected. She should be here shortly. There she is. Hi, Joan.
Hi,
How are
how you
you?
doing? I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm awesome. Thank you so much for joining me today. So let's get to it and tell me, who are you and what do you do?
Who am I? First and foremost, I'm a mom of three kids, three wonderful kids, and they're not little kids anymore. Two of them are pretty much consider themselves adults,
Right.
and one still middle school. So that's what I do foremost. Secondly, is my profession, which is a full-fledged broker. And so Ark Property Management is pretty much a full-time job for me,
Yes.
managing homes for people who, quite a few of them are out of the country, and some are here in Virginia, and it gives them a peace of mind because they don't have to deal with the everyday issues
Right.
of owning additional real estate.
Awesome. So tell me the path. How did you get from where you were before to owning your own company?
Well, I started with Caldwell as a real estate agent,
Mm-hmm.
and I must have spent 14 years with them. And, we went through many real estate cycles. So, buyer, seller, foreclosure crisis. And especially during the foreclosure crisis, I found myself really managing homes for banks
Right.
because we had to manage them because they were empty. And that's what really helped me to start feeling like, well, I can manage this for people and people actually living in the homes, which is actually a nicer feeling because you're not going to empty vacant homes.
Right.
So really that's what got me to this point. I still do real estate, but I focus right now mostly on my property management.
Okay, so if someone doesn't know what property management is and what does it contain, can you give us a little insight on how does it work?
Well, property management is basically, if you're going out of town, if it's your home, it could be your mom's home, it could be, anybody's home, and they're going out of town or they're going to live abroad for 3 years and they need someone to manage their real estate for them. Or they might have investment properties
Mm-hmm.
and they're just like, oh, I'm tired dealing with this. They just want to focus on their house and their life and not really have to worry about their investment property. So they call me and we go over the property management agreement, and it's tailored to each owner. So, it's not like so rigid that we can't make adjustments to that agreement. So it's what each owner needs
Right.
without giving specifics. But, that really helps people to be able to move about their life. I have clients that are in Japan. I have clients that are here in Virginia. Some it's their investment property. Some of them it's their actual home.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had real estate agents refer people listings that didn't sell to be managed. And so at the end of that time period, if the owner decides to sell it, it would go back to that agent. But it's really to give people a peace of mind.
Yes, peace of mind is the most important, especially this is most people's biggest investment in their lives, right? So you need someone professional who can manage it and do it right. Otherwise, you could
Yeah.
lose. And you've seen it all. You've been in the business long enough to know, the highest and the lowest points in the business. and you work with the banks, and you know how rough that can get for people who don't manage their properties correctly.
Right. Oh,
Yes.
yes. Yeah. And I mean, I think that everyone should explore the option. Don't just discount it. And I mean, the part that I offer is the personal service. So if
Mm-hmm.
you call my cell phone, I answer.
Yeah.
If you text me, I answer.
Right.
So when you call big property management companies, just do it and see what happens.
That's right. That's right. So, Joan, tell me a fun fact, fun story. Let's, uplift our conversation with something fun. What do you have for me?
Oh boy. Let's see. I'm not sure if this is really a fun fact, but I think it is because I always find it interesting when people are trying to create or they have goals for around their home, or they might have issues, whether it's with squirrels or rodents or what have you, and it's really creative to be able to find things that work to help these situations.
Right.
So things like planting mint outside your home, keeps rodents away. And I think that is so cool because mint smells really good, and who
Right.
doesn't love a cup of mint tea,
Yeah.
you know? So it's crazy. And, daffodils keep squirrels away, those kinds of things. But those are things that I love, finding all these different things that help people without having to run and go buy something because they think it's going to solve the problem.
Right. That's awesome. You get someone who manages your property and knows how to get rid of rodents. That's awesome.
And snakes.
And so do you have any insider tips that you could provide, aside from rodents, to people about managing companies and maybe what to watch for when deciding what company, someone would choose?
Well, I think that you, as a customer, would need to call these different companies and really explore the kind of response that you want to get when you call your property management company.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want someone that answers the phone or, will talk to you on WhatsApp because you're thousands of miles away
Right.
and, talk to you about the fact that your furnace failed and you want to make sure you get the right furnace in there or you get a recording,
Right.
so I think that really calling around and seeing, what you get when you call, I think that makes a big difference. And I think that is part of what has driven the people who have come my way is because if they call me or text me, I answer. And
Mm-hmm.
it's really personal service.
I think it's very important nowadays because we're so connected online with all these devices and, technology, but because we're so attached to our devices, we're losing the personal touch and the connection that I think most of us are striving for, and it is very unique. Hi, Wendy. So I think that's a great point to bring up, that's what you bring to the table because it's you, and we know who you are, and if we call you, we get you.
Yes, that's right.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much,
Thank
Joan,
you.
for joining me here today and, letting people know what you do and they can reach out to you. I'll have all your contact information below so they can reach
Okay.
directly to you. And I'll just give a little shout out for next week if that's okay with you.
Okay, yes. Thank you so much, Martina, for inviting me to do this interview, and I really appreciate
My
it. Have a
pleasure.
great
You too. Thank you.
thanks.
So, guys, next week I'll have Eric. He is a loan officer who specializes on reverse mortgages. I know there's a lot, you know, apprehension about this subject, and I think once you hear him talk about it and explain it in depth, how that can help people, especially it's for the older generation, how that can really help them, then you might change your mind. Maybe you can reach out to him, but I'll have him next week the same way. I'm going to have him on a split screen so you can ask him directly questions if you have any. And I'll see you next week. Joan, thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Martina.
Have a great day, guys. Bye.